During your time spent with a narcissist, did you ever experience any paranormal activity?
Story before, but specifically we're talking about paranormal activity, demonic activity. I relocated thousands of miles to move in with this man. He begged me, he served 20 years in prison for domestic violence. I did not know he had a history of domestic violence. He hid it very well. It wasn't until I moved in with him and was deeply embedded and meshed in that relationship till I started finding details about his history. And then he also physically assaulted me. Once I moved in with him, pulled a knife on me. I saw him pull a knife on his mother, call her a bitch to her face. So that was another issue. And then he attacked another male neighbor. So he had an issue with aggression and violence. He hid it very well from me. And this is a childhood friend, by the way, somebody who I would never guess would ever behave that way. I've never seen this side of him until I moved in with him. Served 20 years in prison for domestic violence, pulling a gun on his girlfriend and kidnapping her at gunpoint, stole her car to transport drugs while she's in the car with her roommate, drove to another state, and then came back, got rid of her and her roommate, stole the car again, ended up getting in a high-speed car chase with all the police on the interstate in Charlotte, North Carolina, which ended up in a fiery car crash where he was ejected. He did survive the crash. They took him to the hospital where once he healed, they then transported him to prison. He served 20 years. They wanted to give him 40 for this. And rightfully so. He deserved 40, but he got 20. Anyway, fast forward, he gets out in 2019. I'm living in a whole nother state. He looks me up, begs me to move in with him. You're the girl that got away. I've turned my life around to God. I would have never gotten involved with an ex-convict, but I made an exception for him because we're childhood friends, grew up in the same neighborhood. He played basketball with my brother. I never in a million years would think he would lay a finger on me. All that changed when I moved into his mother's house. His parents, there's a history of domestic violence. His mother is miserable. His father's miserable, living with his girlfriend, yet he won't divorce his mother. Once he got released from prison, he returned back to the same broken, toxic environment, and he pulled an innocent person in. I had no idea. That house is cursed. There's generational trauma. It's wicked and it's demonic, and there's definitely an entity. I guarantee that he picked up demonic energy while he was in prison, and he went into prison with the same demons he picked up from his parents. Anyway, we're laying in bed. There's a ceiling fan with a light bulb. On 2 different occasions, the light bulb exploded into a million pieces. Tell me why. There's demons in that house.